Welcome. My name is Josh Tutton with Nortec Security and Control, and today we're going to be covering a great new feature of 8.4, and that is the theme editor. So the first thing you'll want to do is download the 8.4 software and upload that to your ELAN processor. Once you've done that, all these great new features will be available to you to configure in the viewer. So we've added 11 all new themes of our own that you can choose from. That includes 2 live themes as well as 1 astral theme, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. Another exciting thing you can do is you can actually now upload your own photos from your PC, tablet, or your mobile device. And then we've also got a new color selector where you can select different colors of buttons, overlays, indicator lights, and you can select from many different colors, or you can actually create your own custom colors using 3 different methods. All right, so we'll jump right into this. I'm going to go ahead and open up my viewer. All right, now that we've got our viewer pulled up, what we're going to want to do is go down to the bottom right-hand side, and you'll see the settings wheel. So go ahead and click on the settings wheel. It's going to bring us into our settings passcode page. We go ahead and enter our 4-digit code. And then we've got a list of options here. What we are going to want to select is configure this station. Once I've selected that, you can either register the device or select themes. So we are going to select themes. All right, so this brings us into our new theme background selector. So as you can see here, these are the 11 new themes that we've added to 8.4. You can also create your own themes, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. If we want to collect any of these pre-built themes for you, you can just click on the name and then give it a second, and it'll pop up with a little preview thumbnail of what that theme looks like. So here's some of the new themes. So as I'm selecting them, you can see it says apply or apply to all. If I was to select apply here, it would apply this new background to my PC. If I was to select apply to all, what that's going to do is apply it to all my interface devices. So that's touchscreens, mobile devices, tablets, and PC viewers. So we also have some new live themes. So Dreamy is one of them, as well as clouds. Then we have another new one called Astral Theme. And what that is that actually changes with the seasons. So we've got a picture of a forest, and as the seasons turn, it'll go from a snowy forest to a spring forest to a summer forest. It's pretty neat. That's this one here. So it'll bring up a small thumbnail and give you the 4 different views of that forest, and that automatically changes. All right, so what I'm going to do down here in the bottom left corner to create my own theme, I'm going to go ahead and press the little plus, and it allows us to name the theme here. So I'm going to just call this one test. And once I press enter, it brings up a list of all the different backgrounds. So you can see these are all the backgrounds from 8.0 and above. So we've got the forest, we've got Tuscany, got different woods. As I scroll down here, you can see all the different options you have. So those are all the pre-built backgrounds that you can select from. When you get to the bottom of the page, you'll see this big plus button. So what this does is it allows me to add my own photo. So I can add a photo, store it on my laptop here. If I was doing this on my mobile phone, it'll let me select from any photo off my camera roll. Same with laptops, Macs, Android, iOS, we support all of those. So I'm going to go ahead and hit plus. So now it wants to know where my picture is located. So I've stored a few on my desktop here. I'm just going to pick my new picture. And then I'm going to hit open, and that is going to add it into our backgrounds. It takes a second, but it will show up at the bottom. So once I've clicked that, you can now see I've added a new theme. So this is great to personalize your different screens. So we can put your business logo or an image here, or we can do something more personal. So I'm going to add another one. Type in pond and add the photo of the pond. So now as I scroll down, I should have 2 new pictures. And there we go. I've got one for business, got one personal picture. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, select this. My background has changed once I've selected it. And you can see down here at the bottom, I have a right arrow. So I'm going to click that to get to the next section. The next section wants us to select an icon set. So I've got quite a few selections of icons. So I've got default, which is the ELAN orange, got latte, got Vericon, got alternate mono, classic, and classic 3D. I'm going to select Vericon. So what the Vericon icons allow us to do is actually change the color of the icon accent to whatever we want. So I typically like to select that guy. Once I've got my icon selected, I'm going to go ahead and press the little arrow at the bottom. So now this is my theme editor page. So this allows me to do quite a bit. This is kind of where all the meat and potatoes is of this new theme feature. So first of all, background. So the background overlay. I can actually select a different color to overlay on top of my picture. So I can do this with the RGB color selector here. Add red, blue, or green. I can also adjust the transparency, but I just want to see my photo, so I'm not going to disturb the colors here. Another choice you have, if we click on this little color wheel up here, this brings up swatch mode. So what you can do is pick any color you like, and then it'll give you 100 different shades of that color to choose from. And third, you can do hex. So if you have the color code and it needs to be entered exactly in the 6 hex character, you can also choose that. Once I've done that, to apply my changes, I would click apply up here. Okay, scale to fit. So I can either preserve the original aspect ratio of my photo, or I can make sure that it scales to fit my viewer. Again, you can change the icon set if you wish, but we've already selected Vericon, so I'm going to leave that set there. But if you did want to change it, you simply click here and it will allow you to select another set of icons. All right, next up is navigation theme. So it's set to default, but I could also change it to classic, quick system, plan view, or flipbook. All right, we also allow you now to change the font. So this changes the font across the viewers. Keep in mind, if you are creating your custom theme and you didn't select apply to all, it will only apply to the viewer you've selected these changes for. So if I was to change the font here, it would only change for my computer. It wouldn't change on my touchscreen in the kitchen or in the master bedroom. All right, you can also now change the button press sound. So I can click on that. Click number 3 is the default ELAN beep that you can hear. Just to select a different one, I can test the sound by pressing this little button here at the end. I'm going to leave it to the standard click. All right, next up, you can select the menu style to either be default or grid. I prefer default. And then we've got button style. So do we want our buttons to be flat or 3-dimensional on our interface? I like the 3D buttons, gives a little more texture to the ELAN viewer. So I'm going to leave mine set to 3D. And then indicator style. We have a standard, which just highlights the button when you select something, the whole button lights up. Or we've got the newer version, indicator bar, and this will just put a small light at the bottom of the bar or on the side of the bar, indicating that the button has been selected. Toolbar style, opaque or chamfer. I like chamfer. This one adds a nice dividing line between your system tray icons and the rest of the ELAN viewer. So when we exit, you'll see that chamfer style. Then we've got icon accent. So what that is, that's changing this portion of the icon color here. You can see it's kind of a purplish blue. If I wanted to change that accent and I've selected Vericon, that will allow you to do that. And all you need to do is simply click the settings wheel at the end of the icon accent selection, and that will bring up the color swatch mode. You can do RGB mode, or you can do hex. Next up is the button color. So this actually changes the color of any of the buttons that you have in your interface. I'm going to leave mine to black because when you start changing these, you can get a little crazy looking. So I'm going to leave mine set to black. But if you wanted to change that, same deal. Just click the settings wheel and choose whatever color you'd like. Button text. So this is obviously the text that you'll see on the buttons. If you want to change it from white, which is the default, to anything else, you can certainly do that. Again, you can see it's white here on the settings wheel, letting us know that that's the current color. If I wanted to change that, again, I can choose color swatch, hex, or RGB. Okay, after we've selected our button text color, we can change the text of the entire ELAN interface. So this is all the words that you'll see at the top of the page. Anywhere we look in the viewer, you can actually change the color of the text of any of those words. Flash. So when a button is pressed, you can have it change and flash a different color. By default, it's kind of a black color. If I want to change that button flash to something else, I can certainly do that. Go in here, select a color, and press apply. And now when I press on buttons, when I exit, it will flash kind of a red color. Next up, indicator. So this is the actual indicator bar. If I've gone up here and went from indicator style standard over to indicator bar, it will give me a preview of what color my indicator bar is. I can change that color here if I wish. So I can change that maybe to like a blue. It's not too blue. There we go. Okay. And last but not least, we have the selected color. So anytime a button is depressed, we can change that color by adjusting that here. As you can see, it's this purplish blue color. I wanted to change that to maybe a darker blue. Could certainly do that and hit apply. And now I can see when I'm editing my theme here, I've got a darker blue button. And those are all the great new features in the new theme editor. I hope you guys enjoyed the training, and I really look forward to catching you next time. All right, hope you have a great day. Thank you.